Alright, so I'm in the car. I'm trying to make this, got something in my eye. Trying to make this as short as I can, but this is something that I thought was really good. Oh, by the way, I'm ready for the Texas Rangers baseball season now that the Cowboys have failed me once again and just disappointed the Dallas Fort Worth world. So here's what I want to talk about, and that is self-assessment. There's nothing more valuable, I feel, right now in my limited amount of wisdom, for anyone to do when they're pursuing something than to self-assess as much as you possibly can. This also involves reflection. It involves constant tracking of your numbers, constant looking over your business, and obviously your goals. And I feel like this is where the growth happens. Now, I could be wrong. There's probably other ways of doing things, but I'm on this journey of learning myself. And here's what I've come up with today, at least for what I feel would be important to this discussion of self-assessing. Let me give you a perfect example. So I just got a group text of a reminder to go to a masterminding session while I'm in front of my computer. And it just so happens that from last night to this morning, I have received 2 new referral leads for sellers. And my business this year, in 2017, my goal is to sell, or to have 75% of my sales come from listings and 25% of them come from buyers, with a ever-increasing percentage growing into sellers for number of sales throughout the year. And here's the example that I want to give is, as I concentrate on listings, what I have to be careful about is that the listings don't create a distraction for sacrificing my income. Now, the rule that I'm following, or the principle that I'm following, is one that Mike Mazik came out with a couple months back, where he says that as long as you can afford it, it's worth the risk to focus on one source of business rather than multiple sources of business, because the reward of focusing on one source will pay you substantially more than diversifying all of your lead sources in your business. And I thought that was a great reminder. I thought it was a great principle and rule of thumb to go by. What my problem has been starting out the gates is I've let that become a distraction for me, and as a result, my January income is down, and it's disappointed me. And I get it, because early on, that's what's supposed to happen. It's supposed to take a hit. However, I have, getting excited and that kind of sort of thing has distracted me from focusing on, making my income goals regardless, and being very careful not to sacrifice too much income on the onset of my journey of trying to focus on one goal, one source of business, and therefore I've sacrificed income for the month. And luckily, February's looking better, and it's continuing to kind of hit for me, hopefully. As far as I got one buyer closing and a listing closing, and I got several listings that should be coming soon in the spring, and so that's exciting. However, it's not here yet, and if I'm going to stay focused, I need to stay focused on my income. My income is bottom line what it is, and even though I'm sacrificing that short term for long-term success in my listing sales, I have to remember that there's food to be put on the table and family to be taken care of. And one of the things that I'm really learning and discovering about myself is I have to reassess my position every day, reassess my status, reassess my numbers. Where is my business coming from? How do I continue to keep the influx of listings coming in, which they're coming in faster and higher than I've ever had before. But how do I manage that? How do I continue to not sacrifice my buyers at the same time? Now, some of the advice has been, oh well, just refer those buyers out and let that kind of process go through. The problem with that is I'm not the money that I'll be referring out is not pending in a listing yet. So I have to continuously be on top of my listings, but also be on top of my buyers during this period of transition, and make myself alert and aware to the fact that I'm losing money if I'm not careful. And that's not a good thing. I mean, I'm in it to profit, right? So one of the things that I have to learn is to have a continued stream of focus, and that I have to reassess my business and what my goals are and how they're affecting my income. And if I can continue to do that the right way, I won't see much of a dip in my sales as much as what I was experiencing here in January. So I say all that to say this. I have other business goals that I need to be concentrating on for the year. It's not just it's centered around listings and having 75% of my closings come from listings, but it's not solely about just getting listings. It's about other things as well. I have other goals for real estate and personal life, and when I look at my income versus what I need to have happen financially, when I look at my business growth compared to how many listing sales that I need and buyers that I have just sitting out there not doing anything with, at least 2 weeks ago that was the case, then I'm losing money. I'm just leaving money on the table that other people are going to go make. And as a person who prides himself on really trying to better the systems in my life so that I can set up myself to when it's time to go catch the fish in the net and not be going, oh crap, I need to put it in the water and it's no longer there, when I could have just had it there already. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get better at that. And I just think this is a great video example of what needs to happen in terms of when people are growing and learning to grow in your real estate business or any business or facet of life, is to reassess and self-assess where you're at continuously as much as you possibly can, and then track it. And that's due to a large amount of success that I had in 2016 in real estate, is tracking. What's interesting is I tracked in hindsight more than foresight. It wasn't until about mid-year that I started tracking with foresight, and when I started projecting those numbers, which there's another video that you can watch about projection and the power of projection and the clarity it brings to your business, you will be amazed at not only the profit, not only the amount of business that comes in, but the success that you will have. So I say all that today to remind myself how important it is. And one more thing, you need to get a coach. If you don't have a coach, go get one, go find somebody, because no one succeeds alone. It's proven, and it's a principle of life. No one succeeds alone. No one has success by themselves. It's always because of someone else, either helping them with the business, introducing them to a business, or actually doing the business for them. But you'll never start without getting started. Have a great day.